R&I love that. You
Yeah.
you brought up a question that I have for you, or it could be, answer what your dad would think too. But when you talk about a mission statement, so there could be people who are listening who are thinking, I have a mission statement and I'm still stuck. Do you have any advice for how often you should revisit that? How often you should amend that, change it, rethink it? Or is it something that you just continue to use as a true north and just think about your actions if you're getting closer to that or not?
I like to, sharpen the saw. One of the 7 habits. I like to renew all the time. I think that you constantly have got to revisit your mission statement and maybe change it,
Mm.
and maybe just practically think of, okay, here's my mission statement, but what am I doing? Where am I living in crescendo right now or diminuendo? How am I contributing to this? A good question is saying, what happens to a person, maybe an educator or a person in business or whatever, who starts living a life in diminuendo? What are the fruits of that? And
Mm.
that is, you can see putting out very little. We all know people. You go to a job or you go to a business, and you can see they hate their job, and they are stagnant, and they're not making an effort. So those signs that you could maybe see in your own life has got to promote some change within, and think, living in crescendo means that I improve and I learn and I start again. Second chances are a big part of this book, and about reinventing yourself. I have a great story in here about a man at 47 he started a business when he was in his mid-20s, and by the time 20 years later, his business partners had taken over the business and pushed him out, and he didn't have a business. So at 47, he's unemployed with debt and doesn't know what he's going to do. And he decides, you know what, I'm going to reinvent myself, like we're talking about. I'm going to have a new mission statement. He'd always wanted to be a lawyer. He decided at 47 to go to law school. He was the oldest one in the room, in the class at 47. I mean, people were joking about him being there. And he tells the story. It just paints a picture of pulling into a parking lot at 5 a.m. when it's pitch black. It's the middle of winter. It's dark and cold, and he feels gloom and doom come over him, and depression. And he thinks, what have I done? How can I do this? I'm in law school. I've got 4 kids. I haven't made any money. I've got years ahead of me. And what am I really doing? And he decided, no matter what, I'm going to dig down deep. I'm going to keep thinking of the positive. I'm thinking of the end in mind, which is law school. I mean, graduating from law school and becoming a lawyer and starting my own firm. And so he pushed those negative feelings aside, and he just dug down deep. And within 2.5 years, he had graduated. He was almost 50 when he set up his own law firm in a new career, a new profession. And within 3 or 4 years, he had more work than he could handle. And so, I don't know, he reinvented himself. He had to kind of recreate another mission. And a lot of people have to do that. And my dad basically did that when he left the university, and he decided to take a chance on becoming an author and a full-time consultant. And it's a gamble. Maybe some will work, maybe some won't, but you'll never know if you don't try.